we're kind of beating a dead horse here, just looking at the state of the market every week. But it is something we try to do just to welcome everybody into the show and see where we're at in the crypto markets. And as we record right now on Wednesday evening, the 21st, just after 8 p.m. Eastern, Bitcoin is trading at about 16.8K. ETH has climbed up. ETH has actually been overperforming Bitcoin, which has been a trend for a while in this bear market. It is at 12.16 right now. Is Ethereum. As far as Hex, we're still sitting at about that 2.5 cent mark. Last I looked at, actually, was getting to that, 2.46 cents right now. So that's where we're looking as far as those three go. And we do continue to sit. I mean, people seem to be getting, I think, kind of comfortable in this range, trading in this 16, 17, 18, 19 range that we've been in for a while, even as low as the low 15Ks. But this is really a no man's land. Even though we're now creating some area here, I think people need to keep in mind that the levels of support and or resistance have been 20K, kind of a big psychological number there too. And as Ewok and I have talked about a lot of this bear market, there's a good amount of support down at about 12K, and of course, massive support at 10K, which has been the big number that Ewok, along with some others, have kind of been calling as the bottom of this bear market. So to me, again, we still have to be taking a really cautious approach right now. I mean, we're, again, in no man's land. This is not a level of support or resistance here. We're kind of just hanging out. And, if I made a football comparison, Ewok, I don't know if you'll kind of get what I mean by this. We've watched a few football games together. But when a team that has maybe not a particularly great offense gets the whole way down the field, and then they're in that 5-yard line, 3-yard line zone, inside the 10, basically. And it's like they just don't know what to do all of a sudden anymore. Maybe they'll throw some ridiculous fade pass that never works, or try an option if they're in college or something. But it just seems like these teams get in the 10, and I always call it no man's land, because all of a sudden they're like, what do we do? And they try to have to, because the end zone's right there. That's what I feel like we're at with these crypto prices at the moment. What's your read on everything?
Well, I think we have a little bit more to go to get to the 20 even. But I agree with you. But I think we have to kind of step back and look at the bigger picture, though. We always talk about these levels and trying to time the bottom, and you almost have to step back and say, all right, in 5-10 years, is it really going to matter? Especially with things like, especially, that is 1 cent or 2 cents going to matter when it's in the dollars? I don't think so. So, call a play, whether it works or not, at least you're on the field and you're calling a play. I think that's kind of the way you've got to look at it, and get your feet wet, start playing around with it, get familiar with it. And if you happen to catch a really good dip or something like that, pat yourself on the back. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have a video. I'm working on a video right now about trying to time the bottom and where we are on kind of a bigger scale. And that's why we're going to talk a little bit more about cycles tonight, and in particular, the 4-year Bitcoin cycle that Bob Lucas frequently trumpets, and a lot of other folks, and how it relates to both Bitcoin and the crypto market, particularly Hex at large. So we're going to get into that a little bit as well. But I do think that is a good way of looking at the market, maybe zooming out from a 4-year cycle type of vibe. And once you really understand, Bitcoin's been around now for a little over 13 years or so. When you kind of understand how these 4-year cycles go, it can make you not panic as much about what if I buy today and we have another 30% drawdown? You can understand what the potential of this market is, and see a December of 2017, see a, May or November of 2021, and just kind of see, not only that, but the whole run up to the May of 2021 of 65K or whatever. I mean, it's literally like one elongated green candle for weeks and weeks and weeks. So yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Ewok. People have to really not worry about, you want to get the lowest cost basis you can, but if you zoom out, you're going to feel a lot better, I think, about the situation.
Right. Yep. Yeah. It's just a matter of not worrying, because 9 times out of 10, maybe even more, you're not going to buy the bottom and you're not going to sell the top. It just doesn't work that way. It's wishful thinking. It really is. And for somebody to actually time it like that, is extremely lucky to hit one or the other, let alone both.